G'day everyone, it's Buck up in a bloody pretty warm far North Queensland on a Friday afternoon, and you know what that means. Beer o'clock everyone. I've just cracked me first Friday afternoon beer. I said to Roz, we're going to come out, have a drink in the backyard, let Rafa have a bone, and she said, it's too hot yet, and I said, righto. I'll go out and do a clip in the shed. And it's on this item in front of me here. And you're probably thinking, Buck, what have you gone and bought now? Well, I was watching YouTube a little while ago, guys, and Ed and Naz were on from the Legends for Charity. They're running the camping event next year down in Victoria. If you want to go to a fantastic camping event, get onto the Legends for Charity, get onto Ed and Naz, find out what it's all about. It's down around the high country area of Victoria next year, camping event down there, Legends for Charity, and they're raising a lot of money for two great causes, the Mansfield RSL and also an animal shelter down there, which is dear to my heart. Anyway, they had a live feed the other night and they had a guy on that I've never seen before, and he's from a company I'd never heard of before. Anyway, my ears pricked up as soon as I heard that this guy was a veteran and ex-Australian Army. And I thought, righto, that's enough for me. I already like this bloke. And fast forward a couple of months, I've had a couple of good chats with him on the phone. Steve, his name is, guys, and he owns a company called Voortrekka. I'll explain all that to you soon, what that means. Anyway, Ed and Naz got talking to Steve. Bit about Steve's background, everyone, and why I want to help promote his item. Steve's ex-Australian Army, guys. He did over 20 years in the Australian Army. He was an officer. We won't hold that against him. And he attained the rank of Major, everyone, which is getting up there. And he was a RAME officer, Royal Australian Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. But Steve did a lot of his time in armoured units, everyone. That's where he knows another mate of mine, Tony Purdy. It's a small world, isn't it? Tony's in Armoured Corps. Anyway, Steve did a long time, and most of his time was spent in armoured units. And when he was at 1st Armoured Regiment, he was actually the OC, Officer Commanding of Support Squadron. So he was actually an OC of an armoured squadron there. So he got up there, guys, and he's done the thing, and he's deployed overseas to Iraq. He's been on operations, and he's a veteran. So that's good enough for me. Anyone who serves in the Army and been overseas and done his bit for the country, he's got my support. Anyway, I haven't met him in real life, but I have spoken to Steve on the phone a few times, and he seems like a really, really nice guy. He's got a wife called Kim, and that's where Kim comes into it, is where the name Vortrekka came from, and I'll explain a bit to you soon about that. Anyway, Steve was explaining his inspiration behind his bag here, everyone. And when you see it, I'll take you through it soon, you will see that you can tell someone who's been in the military has designed this bag. Now, Steve said, a lot of people have said, oh, you just went on Alibaba, mate, found a bag and put your name to it. No, he didn't, guys. He has, and I spoke to Steve on the phone in length. He said, I went through about 5 different manufacturers to come up with this product here, the final product you see in front of me, the one that he's selling at the moment, and they're selling like hotcakes. And they're bloody good bags. I'll take you through it soon. He went through 5 different manufacturers and back and forward, getting it tweaked and everything until we get to the product you see in front of you here. The whole inspiration behind it, when you're in the military, everyone, when you deploy out bush, doesn't matter if you're in infantry, you've got a pack on your back, or whether you've got a vehicle, or in Steve's case, he was in an armoured vehicle. When you want something and need something in the middle of the night, you know exactly where to go to get it, okay? Even down to when you went out bush in the army on infantry type exercises and you're living out of your pack and your webbing. If you wanted a little torch, not that we use torches much out bush, but you knew where it was. You needed a first aid kit, you knew where it was. You needed a spare magazine because you'd just gone through 30 rounds, you knew where your magazines were. They were in the ammo pouch, fully accessible there. If you needed hoochie cord, you know where in your pack you go to get your hoochie cord. You knew where your muesli bars were. You'd split your ration packs down so that you could go to a little pocket in your pack You knew where your muesli bars were. You knew where your canned food was back in my day. Everything had its place in your webbing, in your pack, in your vehicles. So, and it wasn't just for you, it was so that everyone in your detachment or in your crew, in Steve's case, your armoured crew, if they said, get the first aid kit, everyone knew where it was. It was in the same place every time. That is where it belonged. And that was the inspiration behind this bag here that Steve has come up with. Now, the name of the company is Voortrekka, everyone. Steve's wife, Kim, she's a Safa. She's a South African heritage, originally from South Africa. We've got a lot of good South African mates, Safas we call them here. And Voortrekka is actually an Afrikaans word, which means advance to adventure. I nearly forgot that then. It nearly slipped my mind. Advance to adventure. Go back in history to South Africa, everyone. When the Dutch landed in South Africa, they moved inland, okay? They advanced to adventure, and they went inland and they created the Orange Free State and the Transvaal. They were Dutch territories or states in South Africa. The British arrived as well, and they had the Cape, the bottom part, and also Natal over on the eastern side. If you ever see the South African flag, everyone, you're probably thinking, Buck, how come you know this? You're pretty smart. I did a flag history thing once on the South African flags, and I still remember it from there because Rich Sauer, a South African mate of mine, gave me the current South African flag, which is a beautiful flag, and the pre-1994 flag, which people thinks it was there from like 1922 or something, guys, right up until 1994. If you look at that, it's got the Dutch colours, 3 little flags on there. The Union Jack for the 2 provinces or states, whatever they called them back then, the Cape and Natal, and then it's got the flag of the Orange Free State and the flag of the Transvaal. Advance to adventure. That's what the Dutch did. They punched inland, guys, and I think then they discovered gold, and then the POM said, we'll have some of this, we'll go in and get into this, and then the Boer War started between the POMs and the Dutch. Anyway, that's a whole different subject. That's where Voortrekka comes from, guys. It's an Afrikaans word in because of Kim's South African heritage, and yeah, advance to adventure. So that's where the name Voortrekka comes from. VOORTREKKA. And when you look at it, you think that's either a Dutch or an Afrikaans word. So there you go. Jack Turtle will know. He would have known the meaning of that word. Jack knows how to speak Afrikaans. He's Dutchman. He understands all those words. The bag in front of me here, guys, I bought it full cost. I didn't get it given to me or anything like that. I actually purchased it. After seeing Ed and Nas on the Legends for Charity that night, I thought, I'm going to get on and support this bloke. So I got on and bought one of his bags. It turns up flat pack, guys. You've actually got to assemble it, and there's a little barcode there, and it shows you how to assemble the thing. And you'll go, how do you assemble a bag? The bag comes as it is, guys. It's got dividers and all that type of stuff in there. Let's go through it quickly, eh? Right, this bag here is designed mainly for camping. So when you go out camping in your vehicle, your camper trailer, whatever, this is your bag with all your camping clothes and all that type of stuff in there. There will be a place for everything in here. This is so that you can start packing like a soldier going out bush. You pack your gear, you know exactly where it is. You need this, your underpants, in case you do a childish thing after a big night on the chili con carne or something the next morning. You know where your spare undies are, all right? So let's go through it here. Comes with some Velcro on the bag. As we know, we all love our patches these days, don't we? So I've already put a Rafa and a Buckaroony patch there. The zips on these bags, very good. Nice smooth zips, and as you can see there, nice big front one. Got the gauze there that you can slide your wallet or your mobile phone or something like that in there. Velcro on the inside, so it's got a front pouch there. It's also got another pouch out the front here. The zipper, what's in this one? I forget. Just another one. So Once again, got the pockets there so you can slide your stuff and that down into there. So a pocket on the front and the back. The back of the bag there, no pocket on that. Couple of really good carry handles on the end here, guys, so really good strong carry handles. Now this is where it gets interesting, and I have not seen this in another bag at all. Have a look at this one. I'll undo this, open that up, and there's a cubby house in the front there. Can you see that? Cubby house in the front, and it's quite a large area. Now in there, it's a separated compartment from the rest of the bag. Two reasons. You ever been out bush, or you ever go in a motel, your dirty undies and your smelly shirts, sweaty shirts and all that, and then you end up putting them back in with all your clean stuff. You don't want to do that. Comes with a little laundry bag here. That's all part of the bag there thing. So what you can do is put your dirty laundry into that bag there and put that in the front to separate your dirty clothes from your clean clothes. So that's option one. The other option is smelly runners and stuff like that. We don't want to put our footwear, our smelly footwear in with our clean clothes, do we? So that's where your boots, your shoes, your runners and all that can go in that compartment, okay? So dirty laundry or your shoes and that into that compartment. If you don't want to use it for that, you can throw bulky items in there, I guess. Think outside the box, guys, but multiple uses, okay? It's not just the one use. So there you go. 2 pouches on the outside and your shoe compartment there. Now, the whole idea of this bag is that goes together. It's got some good handles there. So when it's in your 4-wheel drive and you've got it on the back seat of your 4-wheel drive, you can put the seat belt through here and you can strap it down. So if you, heaven forbid, roll your vehicle or you hit some big bumps or whatever, this stays secure in the back seat if you want to keep your bag in the back seat, okay? So let's go into the top and let's see what we got there. Let me find the zipperoonies here. There you go. I'll just pull that and out it came. That strap there, that is so if you do have it in your vehicle and you want to keep the lid open, that strap can come undone. You lengthen it and that goes around the headrest of your chair so you can basically keep the bag open at the top and that stays up there. So you see here, more pouches in the lid, guys. So there's plenty for all your smaller stuff. Think outside the box. So everything's got a place. You can go, where are my spare car keys? Yep, under the lid, top left, for example, spare car keys or something like that. Now, so I've got 4 pouches there. Here we go. Have a look at this. A couple of Velcro on patches there. Bags, I should say. Toiletry bag and then an accessory bag. Think outside the box. Put your shaving cream, your razor, your toothbrush, your toothpaste and all that. If you want to go up, you're at a caravan park, for example, you want to go up and have a shower, grab your towel, take your toiletries bag off and up you go. You might have your shower gel and washer and all that in there. So, and they Velcro onto the inside of your lid. So you know where your toiletries are, all your accessories, all that type of stuff. You don't have to put toiletries and accessories in there, but if you do, you can Velcro that off, rip it off, throw it in your shower bag and up to the shower you go. Now, this is the stuff you have to assemble when you get it, and it's basically, everything here is compartmentised, everyone. This is a little bit floppy at the moment because I haven't got anything in it, guys, but nice big deep pockets here. Look how deep that is there for your clothes. So you have your jeans, your t-shirts and all that, your underpants, I don't know, as I said, have a look at it. Big deep pockets, shallower pockets there, and where the shallow pockets are, underneath them is that big compartment where you can put your dirty clothes or your boots, and that is totally separated from all your clean stuff on the top of the bag here, okay? So it's just a great idea. It's a little bit floppy because I haven't got stuff in. As you pack stuff in, it's going to be a bit more solid. Look, nice, easy glide zips there. What have I done? Forgotten to put that bloody strap in. Put the strap in, buck, and you'll be right. There you go. So there it is there. And as I said, now, one thing I will say, this is more of a bag that you would use for your four-wheel drive guys and out camping, and that's what it's designed for. Yes, it comes with a shoulder strap as well that hooks on. There is a shoulder strap in there. You can take this to the airport, but it's a bag that you'd have to, you know, and when it's full of clothes and that, it would be fairly weighty, I guess. You can carry it by the good sturdy handles on the top, throw it over your shoulder. But I think it's more of a bag, and that's what it's designed for, as I said, is to go out in your four-wheel drive with you, okay? Who knows? I was talking to Steve on the phone. He said this is just the start of Voortrekka, everyone. Who knows? Down the track, there may be a second one of these come out, and what I'm thinking here, Steve, if you're watching, is some sort of internal frame and a handle that comes out like a suitcase and a couple of wheels on the bottom. And then that there, if you could have a little handle and on wheels and turn that face Mark II, so you have your camping one and then you could also have an airport one, a little internal frame to keep it sturdy, couple of wheels, handle that comes out, and take that to the airport. That would be your perfect weekender bag, or even longer, week bag if you're flying. You get into your motel room, open the lid up, and you know where everything is. If you've got a bit of dirty washing, it can go under there. So when you get home from your trip, you haven't got to rewash all your clean clothes you didn't use. You just pull your dirty gear bag out, throw that in the washing machine, give it a wash, and then all your clean stuff can go back into your cupboards and that when you get home. Anyway, Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm sure Steve his brain will be ticking over at the moment and coming up with another design, but at the moment this is the camping one that you can throw in your four-wheel drive. Yeah, you can take it to the airport, but you'd have to lug it around. I honestly think, mate, if you can get onto your manufacturers and get that like a little frame and two wheels and a pop-out handle, I think that would be a bloody brilliant bag. So Voortrekka, I'll put it on the screen, voortrekka.com.au, guys. I paid full price for this. I'm just giving an army mate of mine. I've never met him in real life, but I've spoken to him. But any guy who gets out of the army and has a crack at something, guys, have got my support. And I can speak from experience, when you get out of the army, it's like a different world. You get so institutionalised when you're in the army, and that when you come out, it's like, shit, what am I going to do now? Well, Steve's having a red hot crack. He's come up with a bag inspired by his days in the army, so that you know exactly where your gear is when you're out camping. And as I said, when you're in the army and you're out bush, you just didn't throw shit into your pack. You knew exactly where everything was, and that's what's inspired Steve with this bag. Anyway, hope you're well. I've got some more patches over here. Me veteran patch, Australian Army veteran. We only kneel for the Queen, for the fallen, or to open fire. How about that? I love that saying. That's why that patch is on the bag. There's me little Anzac one there, and the bag also comes with an actual Vortrekka patch with the Aussie flag on there. Okay, and I just threw the Southern Cross and another one on there, so you can put your own patches on there. All the Velcro comes on three sides. There it is, everyone. The Vortrekka camping bag, I'm going to call it. He has got a name for it, and I forgot what it's called. I'll think of it in a minute when the camera goes off. It has got a name. Get onto the website, guys, voortrekka.com.au. Check it out. Listen, they're not the cheapest bag on the market by any, but there's a lot of work has gone into this, and I know this for a fact because I've spoken to Steve. A lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of money has gone in to designing this bag. A lot of to and fro. No, they're not Australian made if you're asking. Steve did go down that track, and like anything, it couldn't have afforded to get it done. It was just too expensive to get this done in Australia, which is why I went through 5 different manufacturers overseas, everyone, to come up with this final product. It's a bloody cracking bag, and when me and Ros go camping, this is a bag just for 2 of us. Ros could have half, I have half, and you know, there's still plenty of hidey holes here, pockets and pouches and all that type of stuff for a lot of other thing. It's a fantastic bag, it really is. So get on, and if you think you're in the market for this, Christmas is just around the corner, isn't it? Get in and support Steve and Kim, guys. Two great Aussies there. I think they're living down in the Bega Valley, down in southern New South Wales. And as I said, anyone who served in the army and is having a crack has got my support. All right, guys, let me know what you reckon in the comments. Take care, look after each other, and we'll catch you again soon. See you later.